Isn't this romantic?
Oh, Chet, I've waited so long to feel this way before. But
What's wrong, Mandy?
I wanted you to get Daddy's approval before we got to know each other biblically. But if this week has taught me anything, it's that life is too short and we have to take advantage of every second.
Oh, looks like this fantasy suite is occupado.
Oh, Michael, you're so worldly.
Where did you get all of these?
I wrote them. I don't know what Heather told you guys about me, but I'm a Pulitzer Prize nominated journalist for the New York Times. Writing about crime is kind of my thing. I'm guessing that's not what she put for my job title. What does my file say about me? I have a lot on my mind. I'm definitely falling for Chet. Okay, fine, whatever. I think it's safe to assume that what's in those files is misleading at best.
Wait, are you telling me Mandy's family business isn't the mob?
You know, she never told me what it was, and it was pretty weird that she knew it was a knife wound so fast. But I've gotten to know these women really well over the past 2 months, and I don't think any of them would hurt Harry. He was like a weird but fun uncle to us.
Regardless, we should look into a lead like this.
Mandy, you're a smoke show.
Thank you, Chet. And don't you forget it.
Mandy, could I steal you for a second? I've always wanted to say that.
Sure. Bye, Chet. I'm gonna go talk about you. The date was amazing from start to finish. Except when Rivet interrupted. But I think I made a nice recovery when
Miss, your file just lists your last name as D. Never mind. Detective Ferguson and I have a few questions for you about the events surrounding Mr. Christon's death.
You don't want me to talk about my date with Chet?
Mandy, a fellow contestant, overheard you identify Mr. Christon's injuries as a knife wound before the doctor arrived. Can you tell us how you knew that?
Oh, I see. You think my family's in the mob. You think I called a hit on Harry, is that it? My father owns several Italian restaurants in the city. My uncle is a butcher. Farm to table? It's in the family business. I've seen knife wounds because my uncle's apprentices cut themselves. One almost lost an eye. God, and you call yourselves New York's finest?
Actually, ma'am, this is Cleveland.
Don't remind me. And Elizabeth, I cannot believe you call my character into question like this. I thought we were friends.
I told you I didn't think she did it.
Well, what about the old one? She's pretty desperate. Maybe she's desperate enough to kill.
I don't know why you're wasting your time with me. You should go talk to Squirrel Girl. She's not here for the right reasons.
As in murder?
No, as in, she's not ready for an engagement at the end of all this.
Where is Sarah now?
She's off in the fantasy suite with Chet, and I'm last. Again. Do you ever wonder if it's all worth it?
If what's worth it?
Love, marriage, kids, the whole 9 yards. We're all supposed to be looking for that perfect person, that once-in-a-lifetime kind of love. But the odds are stacked against us. If you don't find a man by the time you're 35, there's no way in hell you're having kids. I've been looking around for Mr. Perfect, but what about Mr. Good Enough?
Sure, I think my phone is ringing. I have to take this.
Get a room!
We're trying.
Now that you've wasted everyone's time, can we please flip to my latest notes? You know, where it says we can rule out all the women as suspects?
Honestly, Samuels, I think she's right. We don't need to talk to Sarah again. She's obviously nuts. You know, no pun intended.
That was just raw. Chet helped me break down my walls, and I experienced a side of myself that was just primal. I loved it.
Sarah was wild. It's time for fantasy suite number 3, and I can barely feel my...
Chet!
Art.
Good boy.
We already ruled out Chet, we ruled out the boom mic guy, River, Naomi, Mandy, Sarah, and of course you, Elizabeth.
And this guy doesn't believe a murder even happened.
Okay, maybe Harry was murdered as part of the story. Oh, he was murdered! Do you know who did this?
Have you talked to Lori?
Who?
The production assistant?
Oh, right, she took over audio after frickin' Mike dude got fired. Maybe she heard something. Cameron, do you know where she is?
I think she's at the rose ceremony. It's about to start.
Chet, ladies, there are 2 roses tonight, which means that someone's journey to find love ends here.
Ladies, all I can say is, wow. What a truly unforgettable time we've spent together. I know I have a hard decision ahead of me tonight, but I know what I need to do to get one step closer to finding Mrs. Chet Shepard. Sarah M. Sarah, will you accept this rose?
Without a doubt, Chet. Chet, ladies, this is the final rose. Chet, whenever you're ready.
Mandy D. Mandy, will you accept this rose?
Of course, Chet. Naomi, I'm sorry. Please take a moment and say your goodbyes.
No, you know what? Screw y'all. I don't know if I want to have kids someday, but I know for damn sure that I ain't gonna have them with you. Oh, and by the way, I faked it with you in the fantasy suite. Liz, where the hell are those potato chips? Okay, that's a wrap. Great work, everybody. Let's take 5 and then we'll get started on the final days before the proposal.
Hey, Laura, do you have a minute?
What now?
We just want to ask you some questions about Harry Christon's murder.
Oh. Okay.
Can you think of anything you saw or heard that night that might help us out?
Well, right before the lights cut out, Harry made an announcement.
What kind of announcement?
Well, there'd been rumors going around that this was going to be Harry's last season on The Bachelor.
That's right. I've seen a lot about this. I moderate the Right Reasons fan board in my free time. But, did he say whether he'd be staying?
This was a ratings ploy to get people to tune in. But then Harry started taking it seriously and thinking about retirement. Heather even tried out co-hosting a few spots to make the transition seamless.
So he was going to retire, and Heather was going to be the new host?
No, Harry decided to stay. He made an announcement about it right before he died. And then last week, I saw a memo about it on Heather's desk when I was dropping off her lunch. And then the next day, Heather said that the reservation at the Hilton downtown had fallen through, and that we'd be staying at Chet's old house from when he was a kid.
Room's in use. We found something you need to see.
Okay, this looks like a bunch of doodles. What am I looking at?
That's what we thought too, but there's a memo in there from Harry to the senior staff announcing that he decided not to retire, and it's dated last week.
This one looks like one of my hair extensions, but it's braided into a rope. This looks like Mandy holding a revolver. It's really well done. And Liz, doesn't she have a blog called like Revlon and Revolvers or something?
She sure does.
And look, this one looks like a wrench that the lighting crew uses, and a candlestick from the set. And then on this last one is a diagram for how to hide a knife in a boom mic. Those heathens.
Give me that. You better start talking. Where did you get these?
Well, we were looking for a place where our bodies could become one.
Ugh, gross.
And the only empty room was Chet's childhood bedroom. And I know it's bad karma.
So we were sitting on the bed when we heard these papers rustling. So we pulled up the sheets and we saw them sticking out from under the pillow.
And you have no idea who put them there.
How convenient.
And it's strange that 2 of these drawings depict things that belong to the contestants. And in some cases, the contestant herself.
No, we already did this. We already questioned everybody, and I told you none of the girls did this.
What is it, Lori?
I mean, I've seen Chet going into that room. It was his childhood bedroom after all. But it wouldn't make sense for him to have that memo. It was only distributed to the senior staff.
Didn't we eliminate Chet as a suspect?
I never eliminated Chet. That was you guys.
He was standing closest to Harry when the lights went out.
Hey guys. What's up?